everyone, I'm Dan Albers, and welcome to Dingo and the Coach. I am Dingo, and that is the Coach. And Steve, I'm really super excited to have our next guest here, and it's Gracie Adams. And we know Gracie, obviously, from our time at UC Claremont, Anderson football, all the things that she's done for us, for USBN, helping us out. Now she gets to come down in the studio down here, and as you see here, we've got some Skyline chili. We're going to kind of get into that a little bit later, but this is going to be a great podcast here to talk about what happened with Gracie, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago? Two weeks ago?
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Well, I don't know where's Gracie anymore. It's UC Chili Girl.
That's right.
That's what her name is.
Exactly. She's got her shirt on right there, too.
Yes. No, this will be exciting because I want to talk to her and I'm ready to eat.
So well, hold on real quick. We got to say this episode is brought to you by Burn Boot Camp, Anderson Township. If you're looking for a new gym or a new workout routine, give Burn Camp, Anderson Township a try. Right now, you'll get all the amenities for a full-blown membership free for 7 days. They offer one-on-one personal training in a group setting, complimentary child watch for children ages 8 weeks to 12 years. The workouts are never the same, so you don't get bored. And that's a great mix of both strength and cardio, so you get a full workout. Burn Anderson Township has more than 500 members, including myself, my wife, and many of our family and friends, and you'll see the support you need from the team and community to reach your goals. Give them a call or text them at 513-600-2518 to get signed up today, and tell them that Dingo and the Coach send you. And while you're doing that, don't forget to sign up at our YouTube page here, subscribe and like it, and get that going. So again, thank you to Burt Camp. They're going to love this.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's really good. We're having Skyline here talk about working out. That's
good. So again, joining us here is Gracie Adams. And Gracie, thanks for joining us. I can't wait to get into this tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
So if you hear us eating, we're going to go ahead and toast to our little.
Can we talk about our orders first?
Yes, let's talk about our orders. We were going to do
nuts and bolts here.
I was going to do a 3-way, and I was going to surprise you, but then I thought it was going to get messy, and I didn't want to do that. And I had a fake replica UC ring, and I was going to put it in there. Oh. And I was going to pull it out, but I decided it would be
PTSD a little bit.
That would have been good. So we decided not to do that. So I have just a cheese coney with a hot dog,
Yep.
And I got onions and mustard on mine.
Yep.
Steve, what do you have?
Well, evidently I got screwed on this. I have a phony coney, as they used to call it.
Why is that?
I guess would this be a vegetarian coney?
No. Because the chili.
Oh, I guess the chili. That's right. Good point. No.
They do have vegetarian chili though. Yeah. So you could get a vegetarian.
No, thank you.
But not you.
I have a coney minus the wiener, the hot dog.
And no, that's a bummer.
Well,
hot dog.
Somebody played a funny joke on me. And that will come back.
Was that Gracie that did?
I fell for it. No.
She almost knew better.
Put this on me.
She almost knew better. Yeah.
I almost, and then I didn't want to show up with a singular hot dog, and then now you guys made fun of me.
I brought a box of cons. Yeah.
So then I just.
And then what do we have, Gracie?
I have a chilito with noodles. And then
just the Vanna White.
Yeah. And then cheese fries.
Look at that.
Nice.
With cheese on the side though.
Cheese on the side.
We should have had Skyline sponsor this one too.
We could have. So we'll all take a bite as we'll probably talk, and then you hear us in a microphone.
Ew.
Chewing.
Lean away from the That's nasty.
I'll try not to chew in the microphone.
Yeah, too late.
All right, hold on. Let me finish my chewing here.
Well, the thing is that Gracie is a pro at this, because I stayed up late at night 2 weeks ago when she was on TV for seemed like an hour and a half. She was literally the whole Sports of All Sorts was on there. I mean, and she did an unbelievable job too.
Typically, it's only 5 minutes or so, and she did 15 minutes. So we'll talk into that. So let's first get into how how we kind of got involved with Gracie. It goes back to knowing her dad, her dad and her mom, and Dale and Natasha has so obviously knowing them kind of helped us out. Dale knew that Gracie liked getting into the the media type stuff, and so she originally started, I think one of the first things you did was it volleyball or was it the basketball first? I think it might have been.
It was
both.
Football. It was COVID.
Oh, was it Anderson?
Yeah, because my dad was going to the games with you guys my sophomore year, and I couldn't go to the football games. And I was like, I'm going with you. And then I just go and act like I knew what I was doing when I really had no clue what I was doing. But I got to watch football games, so it didn't really matter to me.
Yeah, so you did that, but then you also helped during COVID for Steve, right? For basketball.
Then I started doing basketball. Yeah. I might have done volleyball my sophomore year. It's a possibility.
I thought you might have done. I thought you did started with volleyball because it wasn't many games.
Yeah.
And then you went into doing some of the basketball games. I know you definitely did during COVID because we sat up on the bleachers.
I definitely did. Yeah, because the coach came up to me and I still played volleyball at the time, and he was like, "You should try out." And
I do remember that.
I quit. So.
And so I mean, what piqued your interest in like just going to the game? Were you into it before you started doing those games with us, or did you always kind of have an interest in it?
I mean, my dad was a football coach, so growing up my whole life, I was surrounded by football. Yeah. And then once football was taken away, it was like my only shot of normalcy at the time. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll start doing this.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, I played sports my whole life too. And then subluxed my knee and sprained my back. Ooh. So then I was just out for the count with sports, quit sports, and then developed a program at Anderson while doing this stuff with you called Media Athletics Collaborative.
Wow.
That people do. Sammy did that, as you know. Yep. So I don't know. I kind of I loved cameras and I love film, and then I was like, but I don't like the storytelling. I like sports better. Right. Like I've always loved film, but it's like I like sports, so like why not do both?
Well, talk about that class at Anderson. And how that, because I kind of a little bit remember that, like they never had that there before. And talk about how that kind of got the momentum and how that got all started.
So we had a intro to film class and then a studio film class, but that was all that they had at Anderson. And then I was like, okay, but what about sports? Like we have photography, we have sports photographers, but this isn't all together. Yeah. So my sophomore year, we were still kind of like hybrid. My film teacher was at home, so like the program literally developed in a closet because I'd have to like Google Meet with him and talk to him.
Wow.
Because he was home in his basement, and then I would just be like, oh wait, Chad, I want to talk to you, and he'd be like, okay, fine, whatever. And I was like, I have an idea. So let's see, the first year of the program was my junior year, and the whole idea was just to blend sports and athletes, because a big controversy at Anderson is that athletes aren't blended with sports.
Right.
If you're not an athlete, then like you don't really, like, what are you doing? And if you're in the arts, then you're in the arts and you're not an athlete.
Okay.
So it was the whole point of like, okay, let's blend these two together and get these two very big parts of Anderson and blend them together and then see what we can kind of do. And it'll all be student ran. So my junior year, I was like the lead of it because it was like, okay, like, Grace, this is your program. And I was like, no, I mean, I developed it, but I want everybody to be a part of it. So there were 6 people in the class, and we kind of just did whatever we wanted to do. And then my senior year, I ended up being like the head of communications and then cinematographer.
That is awesome.
Great.
Yeah, I made some videos, won some awards.
Well, you did some highlight for the football team, didn't you? I remember seeing some of those in basketball, and
I forgot about those.
I remember
highlight reels I think that was also my sophomore year.
Yeah, you did a great job for just kind of getting into it like you did. I mean, I'm still learning stuff, and you were doing stuff that I struggle with, but for you to do that, and is that program still going on right now? Do you know?
Yeah, it's still happening. It's my senior year, it doubled, so there were, I think, 10 to 14 people in the class, and now it's riding steady at like the 12 to 14 limit.
That's awesome.
Of people. A lot of more athletes are getting involved, which is awesome. It's what I wanted for the program. So now athletes are also getting involved a little bit with the arts. They're kind of just like dabbling in it. Yeah. But I mean, the program is growing, and it's awesome to see.
You know what's cool about that is your mom and your dad get back to both worlds. So your dad listened to you talking about sports and that, and your mom probably like, oh my, she started a whole program. So that's got to be pretty they got to be pretty pumped about that.
Yeah, they love it.
Is there any tie-in with what that whole program is with do they still have the school newspaper?
Yeah, but it's very separate things.
Okay.
And I don't really think I'm allowed to talk about it. Maybe I can talk about it off camera with the information that I know about that.
Okay.
But it's a very separate thing. And then the teacher that ran it just retired. So I don't know if it's going to start to be tied into or not.
Oh, wow.
Because now there's a new teacher that runs it, and she's gone crazy with the social media, and it's a really big thing, and there's articles all the time.
Really?
The students actually know about it now. But as of right now, no.
Well, like when we were in school, this was before social media and cell phones.
That was like the big deal.
That was huge. We look forward to that, getting that.
The Chieftain.
It was called the Chieftain.
Chieftain, yeah. That was a big deal.
Now it's the Raptor
afraid of that.
Report.
The Raptor Report.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like the Chieftain better.
Yeah, Chieftain.
Of course you do.
So I know this is the Dingo and Coach one, but I want to ask you a question if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
Appreciate that. Gracie, we always ask what side of Anderson that you grew up on. Majority of our guests, Danny gets from some of the states, so I just want to know where you grew up so we can try to tally this.
I was a Maddox Mustang.
Okay, there we go.
Tried and true Maddox Mustang.
Not a problem with that.
Is that your side?
Well, it was from my kindergarten year. Yeah. Where I live now, it is.
Okay.
No, your side is Air.
That's right.
Yeah, you're still with Air.
You're right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we're real close to Maddox. I have no problem with Maddox.
My dad was a Mustang too.
Is that right?
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
What about your mom?
Neither. Her siblings were Summit Bees, but she didn't transfer to the district until 7th grade. So then she went to the Forest Hills Middle School or whatever.
Oh yeah, called. Back when all that goofy stuff was going on.
Yeah.
Summit Bees.
Yeah, not as good as the Air Apples.
I was gonna say Summit and Maddox are one of the only schools that still have the same mascot.
Yeah.
Are they the Bees or the Stingers?
They used to be the Stingers, but now they're the Bees.
I think they were the original Stingers.
Yes.
Wait, so Summit isn't one of those elementary schools then?
Right. Yeah.
Wait,
I think
that
Mustangs
kept their original mascot.
Oh, yeah. Maddox.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
What was Air? What's Air now?
They are the Falcons.
Yeah.
But that was an apple. So
yeah. Why apples? that's.
You got a problem with that?
Would you dress up as an apple? Yeah, I do have a problem with that.
No, in the back 40 of Air, it was an Air farm. It was an apple farm.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. It's history.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Steve, for throwing the history out at us.
Right.
Well, sometimes Forest Hills erases history.
Sometimes.
Yes, they do. 80-something years worth, maybe, something like that. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get that. That is the best. So let's get into.
You applaud for me, actually.
Yeah, the applause sign.
Applause.
Hold on.
No, yellow.
Thank you.
There you go, Gracie. There you go.
Thank you.
Gracie,
I appreciate it.
that was a good one. I like that. That was good, Gracie. See, you should do that. You should be our board op too here for us.
Okay.
That would be beautiful. That'd be good.
I'll come put it under the table, and I'll do it all the time, and I'll just sit under the table, and I'll just press buttons.
Gracie,
did you hear that? That's pretty good. Oh, kick her. Just kick her. Oh, that's good.
All right, so you're just finished up your freshman year at UC.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that year for you?
So many things happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. I went to UC, I expected a lot, but not as much as what actually happened.
Yeah.
I got some really great experiences. I'm excited for next year because I have more opportunities next year. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Well, talk about, because before school, actually, I thought, I could be wrong on this, before it actually really started, didn't you already have something lined up with volleyball, or you had something I thought lined up before, it was either the first week of school or something, and you were already deep into it already?
Yeah, so I'd signed up for a class back in June called Intro to Sports Media, and my academic advisor was like, yeah, you get to film the games, and I was like, awesome. I was like, put me in on, I'll do it, whatever. Wasn't expecting a lot, but my first game was a football game, and I was pretty much just, they plopped me down right on the field, gave me some wire, and they said, okay, ready, go. And I was just like,
wow.
I'm pretty sure football was my first game. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But it was like the requirements, you had to work 8 games. You could kind of pick and choose what games you wanted to do, but then like the professor would tell you like, okay, this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
So my first camera experience was volleyball game, and I would like talk about volleyball, and then they were like, did you play volleyball? And I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Like I talk about things, and they kind of just give me weird looks.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where I started becoming a camera operator, so like the main camera for the volleyball games.
That's incredible.
Still doing football games, but then like the main camera operator. And I was kind of like mad about that for like a little bit, and I was just like, I think they're punishing me a little bit because this is the only camera that I've been on. What's happening? Because a lot of people were being moved around when you go to different areas.
Well, it's because you were good.
Yeah, well, one of the directors, he had just graduated, I think a year before. He was like, Grace, you're just like good at this. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, see.
I was like, I like it anyways, so I don't really care. And then I got to do some basketball games, did a baseball game.
Well, so when you did some of the other things, what were some of the other things you did? I know you took you did like photography for basketball. I remember that. But what are some of the things that you did?
Let's see. Football season, I was a utility, so they'd give you a cord, and you'd have a handheld operator, and you just have to chase them around because they'd go wherever, and you just have to feed them as much wire as they needed.
Oh, wow.
And then the other games, because some other person was like, no, I want to do this, and like kicked me out, but it was fine. I ended up just being able to sit on the field, and then at halftime we'd leave and go set up the post-game press conference. So then I'd film that. I was a handheld camera operator for a couple times.
Was that tough?
But it's tough. It's like a 30-40 pound camera on your shoulder.
Yeah.
So you just have to like balance it, and you look through the eye.
Yeah.
It's tough. The first game I did it, I went to my professor and I said, never put me on that ever again. Okay. And he was just like, okay. He was like, some people like it, some people hate it. He put me on it again, and I did better. It's just, it takes a while to like get used to, because there's a thing called a tally light, and it's just a red light that tells you if
when you're on
broadcasted or not. But when you're doing handheld, you don't have a tally light. So you could be on, and you have to listen to know when you're on and when you're off, and you have a certain camera number, and you would just have to know.
So the director would say camera 4 on or something to that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you just like, and at the time when I first did handheld, I wasn't used to it, and also my viewfinder was black and white.
Oh,
so it's like my first ever experience. I'm looking through like black and white, and they're like, Grace, you're out of focus, you're on. They're like yelling at me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get fired. Like somebody's gonna run down here and like grab this camera from me.
No,
but that's how you learn how to do all that
exactly.
stuff. So they weren't. I mean, I don't remember yelling at you or anything like that, do you?
I don't think so. I don't. Maybe a couple times.
No, Gracie, you're the one that.
Normally, you were just yelling at yourself.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Tends to do that.
Couldn't put my equipment, figured out how to get it going. Something was, and then Gracie come over just like, calm down, and she just started.
I just like press a button and it'd be fine.
Yeah,
sounds like me.
Calms you down. It does sound like you.
She was and then I was worried when she left that what was I going to do? Like if something went wrong, then I had Dale there for the football games. Yeah. But then when Dale wasn't there for basketball games and Gracie wasn't there, then I was kind of on my own. So I just kind of tried to have my Gracie mentality and just kind of be, It's
a good mentality.
It is.
Well, I'll tell you, behind the camera, in front of the camera, you seem to be a natural, especially we talked about the Channel 9 thing where we're going to talk about the reason why we're here. But, I mean, I know it might be too early to tell, but, I mean, do you have an idea of what you want to do?
I mean, I've had like this idea in my head that I was going to be a camera operator.
Okay.
And then I was just going to do that and then do a lot of like freelance work, because a big thing in Ohio is freelance work, and be a camera operator, take photos sometimes, do this sometimes, do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do. And I was like, that sounds really nice. And then my WCPO interview happened, and then I was like, maybe I do want to be in front of the camera. Like, I don't really know.
You were so good.
Really good.
I didn't think I was that good, but then people were like, no, you were good. And then I was like, maybe I am good.
Can I? Were you nervous at all?
Not really.
You did not show it at all.
And when you did those interviews, I mean, like you can tell people, whether it be in locker rooms or whatever, you give like short answers or one word answers. I mean, you were very well spoken and gave great answers.
Like I saw you slide the ring out. I saw you put it on. And you were waiting for your
voila.
cue. You know, you did a really good job.
We had talked about that. It was like, don't have it out yet, because I was scared I was gonna hit it on the table, and it was gonna make a noise because it was a glass table. So I was like, I'll put it in my jean pocket, and then once it's time, I'll put it on, and then I'll show it. It was planned.
Well, let's get into that.
All right, so let's talk about the big event that happened. It was really super cool. Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce, both UC grads that are in the NFL, and Jason just retired, had a big podcast there, absolutely packed, and you can see the New Heights shirt there that she has on right there. And so talk about how you got to be a part of this, because I think it wasn't like in a student, you had to sign up to see if you could, and then they selected. So talk a little bit about that.
So let's see. 3 weeks before it happened, I bought a general admission ticket for $100. And then, because I wanted to go so bad, because the student lottery wasn't open, and I was like, I'm going. Like, I don't really care. I'll sit by myself.
Wait a minute. Every single person that paid
it was
$100?
More. General admission.
So there, if you had like a box seat or something.
You can get a box seat worth $1,000.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So just general admission, which was up top of Fifth Third. And then down below was 200 to 500.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And they still filled it.
Yeah.
And it was originally supposed to be a Nipper.
Yeah. Nipper would have been. I think they still would have had a bigger crowd at Nipper.
For sure. Yeah. People were stacked in there like sardines. It was crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
And then a couple days later is when the student portal opened up finally, and that's when I got my free ticket. And then I got this random email one day that was like, be a part of the Lawn Baby Games, sign up. And I was like, okay, there's no way I'm gonna get in, but I might as well fill out an application to say I did. So it was just like, what's your first name? What's your last name? What grade are you in? What's your major? What's your favorite party theme? Which I said, I always forget what Hawaiian. I said I love a good Hawaiian party, but any party is a good party. And then it was
another proud moment for your father right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and your mom.
I love parties. And then it was, what's like your secret talent or like your secret trait or something, like something stupid. And I was just like, I texted my friends and I was like, guys, what do I put? And they just sent me the worst answers possible. And I was just like, great, you guys are no help. So then I was like, well, my friends think I'm funny, but I was also a high school mascot for 4 years.
And so
I said 4 years. It really was only, I counted Nagel in there, so it made it to be 3, but I might have said 3. I don't remember what I said, but I was just like, I was a high school mascot. And then I was at Swamp Water Grill with my parents every Friday night. It's tradition. And I get this email, and it was like, please record yourself watching this from Jason and Travis Kelce. And I was just like, no. And at the time, it was just me and my dad. And I was like, Dad? I was like, I just got picked to play in the Lawn Baby Games. And he was like, no, you didn't. And I was like, no, look at this email. And then my mom came to the table, and I wanted to watch this video so bad, but we were in a public place. So I was like, okay, what do I do? And then my dad was like, we'll just record it. I don't care. And I was like, great, I don't care either. And then it was
You did it at Swamp Water?
If you look, there's a video that they made of like all of our reactions. I'm sitting in our booth, and I'm just like watching this video.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, I'm not going to tell anybody. I was like, I'm going to keep this a surprise. People are only going to find out when I'm there. But then this was on a Friday. That Tuesday, one of my friends that lives in North Carolina texted me and was like, go Team Nerds. And I was like, what do you mean? Come to find out that they made this whole entire Instagram reel of all of our reactions.
And she saw you on there?
And saw me on there. So then I sent it out to all of my friends, and they were like, no way, this is real.
That's it. It's on now.
Yeah. So that's how it happened.
That is funny. I remember your dad sending it to me, and I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Wow.
Of all people, why me?
I know. I think that's
all right. So in this evening, when did it come? Was it near the end? How long was this whole podcast thing?
So the games were an hour and a half. Then there was a 30-minute intermission, and then the podcast was another hour and a half to 2 hours.
Dang.
So
really?
It was a very long night.
Yeah, I'd say.
It didn't feel as long, but it was a very long night to other people, is what they said. They were like, the games were fun, but they were long. And I was like, I didn't really feel like it, but I guess.
So what other games did they play?
Let's see. The first game, there were like these adult swing sets, I guess you could call them, and they sat 2 people in there and they spun them around for like 15 seconds, and then you had to get up and take a helmet and throw 2 of them. I think there were 4.
That's funny.
There might have been 2 Jason and 2 Travis cardboard cutouts, and you had to like hit the helmet at them.
That's funny.
Then the second event was my event.
Okay.
And then the third event was they had an electrical bowl, and they were doing like trivia questions, and each one that you got right, they'd spin it faster every single time. So if you got one right, you'd go again, and then it was just like for like a minute and a half or whatever.
Jeez.
And then let's see, the second one was one of those like spinny games where it's like a tall one and a long one, and you have to go and you have to duck and then jump.
Oh,
duck,
yeah.
jump.
It spins around. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then what else did we play? Well, not we. What did everybody? There was a spelling bee. There there was music trivia, and it was really cool because the UC band played it. So then you had to guess off of what you heard from the band instead of like playing it over the intercoms of Fifth Third, which was pretty cool. Yeah.
God, that must have been a long time. So when your event, talk about that, because that I saw some of the highlights of that, and we didn't really say what you did. Tell everybody who hasn't seen it out there. Tell them what you had to do.
I swam in a pool of Skyline chili.
Yes.
So the Thursday before this, I think Wednesday before this event happened, we get a text from like the guy that was coordinating all of it. His name was Stanley. He was awesome, and he gives us a list of 1 through 7, but it's not specific whatsoever of what these games could be. And he was like, please just rank these from what you would want to do.
Oh.
So I had picked the Skyline one, but it only said like help Jason find something he lost Skyline style or Cincinnati style. And
so
I was
you had
like,
no idea that you was
but I figured it had something to do with Skyline. So then I was like, that's fun. Like I'm from Cincinnati, like might as well. And then I get the day's going on, the day's happening, and I'm just getting these photos of these Skyline chili pools on my Twitter, and these noodles and this chili, and I get to the event and Stanley goes, hey, you're the high school mascot, right? And I was like, yeah, that was me. He was like, you like Skyline chili? And I was like, yeah. I really like Skyline chili. I like it that much, I guess. I don't really know. So then we walk down to Fifth Third, and I see these kiddie pools of Skyline chili, and I said, yep, that one's me. That's me. Yeah. So I was the only one out of my whole team that actually knew what I was doing. I didn't fully know what I was doing. I just knew it involved Skyline chili.
Right.
So we got there 2 hours before the event started too, and we met the brothers, and then they briefed us about 45 minutes before, and they were like, okay, so you guys are going to be in pools of Skyline chili, digging in socks, trying to find Jason Kelce's Super Bowl ring. And they were like, but there's also like a replica in another pool. And then we get there, and the only talking I had done to the student athlete that I was up against was, are you wearing your socks or are you not wearing your socks? Like, that's...
Really?
It was just like, what are you wearing in this bowl of Skyline chili? So they'd given us these, like, volleyball knee pads that, like, as a volleyball player, when I played, like, they were the knee pads that you made fun of. Like, it was like, nobody wears those. You wore them in, like, 4th grade, so I put them on, and I was like, I feel weird in these. And then they gave us these goggles, and then we're just looking in front of these pools. I'd taken my shoes and my socks off, and then Jason was like, okay, go ahead and get in the pool. And it was go time. That's awesome. You just had to go.
And I know you talked about this, but was it warm?
It was warm. Yeah.
Really?
There's a video of them pouring the Skyline chili in, and the chili is still steaming.
Oh my goodness.
And then our event was probably 45 minutes after they did that.
Do they have cheese in there too?
Oh, it was
everything.
Noodles, chili, cheese, and onions.
You did say onions.
Yeah. They never talked about the fact that there were onions in there.
Wow.
There were onions.
All right, so there's 2 pools, and you're in one and the other girl's in the other, right? And the goal was to find a sock that had a ring in it. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then, but one of them was going to be a replica.
Yeah, one of them was like a fake Super Bowl ring to be like, okay, like you found the ring, just to like tell you that you found it.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it looks pretty real.
Okay. So then you handed it.
There it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll just pull it out now. It's pretty heavy.
It is heavy. I mean, it's she showed
Maybe
it
it
to
is
me.
the real thing, and he just doesn't know it. Let me see.
Wow.
In the Heights has already texted me, or In the Heights.
New Heights.
New Heights has already texted me. Wow.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Asking if that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Did they really?
Yeah, they reached out to me on Instagram and they said, "Hey, will you send us a photo of the ring that you have?"
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then they were just like, "Thanks." So it's not his. I got so nervous. I looked up what a Seahawks Super Bowl ring would look like. Not why I did this again.
Seahawks,
I did
Eagles?
this at the party again. Yeah, an eagle. I see the bird, and then I think about what bird. People are gonna think that I'm not a Kelce fan.
Well, you are.
I am.
I mean,
Oh, because he was. Yeah. It was Jason, not
not Travis.
Yeah.
No.
So all right. So I just want to know, how did it work? Because was it the first person to find the sock? Mm-hmm. All right. So watching the video, and everybody's got to watch it. Explain how this happened, that you allegedly, I guess you found it and this other girl dives into your pool.
So I still like thinking about it. I'm like, no way this actually happened, but it happened. So right before we were about to get into our pools, the student athletes looked at the athlete and they just started going like this. And I was like, oh, we're throwing. I was like, we're throwing stuff. That was my immediate thought.
Okay.
She's going to throw Skyline at me.
Okay.
So the first sock that I found, I just threw at her just to be annoying. I was just like, just threw at her face. Like, I was like, whatever. And then I had found another sock. And then apparently she had gotten so mad because by the time I had found 2 socks, she didn't find anything. So then she decided that she was going to jump into my pool because I was finding these socks. So
What were
might
in the
as well.
socks that you
There
found?
were toy rings.
Oh, it wasn't like this.
No. So
Okay.
there's like photos of me going like this to Jason to be like, what are the
make sure
rings?
it's real. I mean,
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for, but
Yeah.
it wasn't.
No, so there were like these like fake rings,
Okay.
like costume party rings
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
would see.
yeah.
But they told us that there were going to be objects in the socks instead of like, oh, like there's going to be toy rings. So I like felt stupid a couple times being like, oh, and then it was like
You
a
thought
toy
you had the
ring.
winner, but it's
But it wasn't. So then she gets into my pool. I find one of these fake rings. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I showed it to Jason. And then she had like 2 handfuls of Skyline chili in her hands, shoving them in my face. And I was like,
I would have went down. I would have tackled her.
I was like, what was, I mean, pretty much. I was like, what was the point of that? So then I threw this sock down and I shoved her over because I was like, get out of my pool. We both have rings in our pools. I don't know why you're over here.
Right.
And then she just goes crazy and starts throwing Skyline at me. And I was like, okay, well, 2 can play this game. So then I start throwing Skyline at her. People are going crazy, but I'm not really thinking about the fact that people are going crazy. I'm just throwing Skyline. And then we stop. And then I'm so embarrassed, but I like slipped out of my pool trying to get into the other pool.
Oh.
And then what felt like probably another good minute, I was looking through these socks and then I finally found the replica. So if we wouldn't have switched pools, I would have found Jason Kelce's ring.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's still missing to this day. So
Well, that's the even crazier part, is that if it was actually the real thing that he put in a sock in a pool of chili.
Yeah, I mean that is crazy. Well, talk about the both Jason and Travis. Or how were they? You know, some people. I love both of them. Travis, a lot of people don't like him because of Taylor Swift, all that stuff. But how were they with everybody? It seemed like the crowd loved them.
Yeah. Well, we got to meet them before, so they put us in like the football locker room, and they were just standing there. Jason, I've always been Team Jason. I've always liked him more than Travis. I don't know why. It's just been a thing. Jason, nicest guy ever. He knew us as soon as we like walked up to him as like a group, and he was like, "Oh my God, Team Nerds, what's up, guys?" Shook our hands, had us introduce ourselves.
That's cool.
And then talked to us a little bit, and then I went up and he was like, okay, everybody tell me your name again, and then we got individual photos, and then he was like, so Grace, what do you like to do, or what do you do, or something like that, and I was like, I'm a media production major. And he was like, oh, so you're loving this, aren't you? And I was like Jason Kelce is talking to me right now.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so it was really cool. I almost wanted to be like, so are you gonna like hire me later on?
Yes, exactly. On your podcast.
Yes.
But I was so nervous. He was like signing my shirt, talking to me. I don't know. I was just like fangirling a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we went over to Travis. He's nice, but he's just like a football player. Like he's just like a jock. Like, I play football. So it's just like whatever. Like Jason, probably, I don't know. Maybe
because he's retired now and he's he doesn't have any worries.
Yeah, maybe in like a different setting, Travis is more open. But he was just like, oh, I'm a jock and I dig Taylor Swift, and I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But also we ran out of time.
She's so nice.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that is the best. And then so we could really, Jason, we really do have the ring. You just don't know about it.
We holding it for ransom.
We have the ring. Mm-hmm. We found it.
There's a nickel on it.
Make sure you link them.
I found it in Rumpke.
We found it in Rumpke. We did some dumpster diving, and we ended up finding it. But so then after that, you became a pretty famous person. I know that I loved it. Everybody that were friends with us were just going crazy, and then that's taken off. And you've got your new name now. What is it called again?
UC Chili Girl.
UC Chili Girl.
I was getting my hair done today, and a girl that used to do my hair, she was like, oh my God, I saw you on Twitter.
Is that right?
So I'm still being recognized.
Yes,
awesome.
That is big. Yeah. That is big. And then from that, you've been on Channel 9 for what was it, Sports of All Sorts?
Yeah, on Sunday night.
And we were talking about that usually it's only like a 5-minute segment, where you were on there for 15 stinking minutes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And she did great. You were like a natural. Like it was like you were sitting down here like this and just talking like it was nothing. Like you're just, how cool was that to go in that studio and then just be a part of that?
Sorry, I'm still eating my chili dough. Not a fast eater. It was so cool because I never really been inside of like a news station before. So it was like I was there talking to the guy that interviewed me, Caleb. Yep. And then 2 other people came up to me. I don't remember their names. I know one of the girl's name was Jasmine, but I don't remember the guy's name. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're Chili Girl, aren't you?"
That's hilarious.
Right before I even like opened my mouth, and I was like, "Yeah, that was me."
That is so cool.
And everyone down there, they were just so nice. Like right before we were about to record, there was a tornado warning. So Caleb was like, "Hang on. Don't say anything, but we can sit here and you can watch since you like this kind of stuff." Yeah. I was like, okay, sounds good. Yeah. So it was like me, like to that TV, like just watching the tornado warning. Yeah. Like really, it was so cool. Yeah.
Well, what a great experience for you, though. I mean, being in the field that you're in. I mean, studying.
Yeah, they took me on a tour.
And it's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, and you know what? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna on our little thing, and maybe I'll do a short here, like a reel or something, and Cincy T-shirts should come up with a T-shirt for Cincy Chili Girl.
I was thinking about that. I was trying to figure out
throwing spaghetti on another in a pool. We could say Cincy Chili Girl, and we could do this. We could make this rock. We should go to Cincy T-shirts and send it to them and see what we got going. And then you can make appearances at UC Claremont at a halftime.
That's it.
See?
Yeah. I'll just wave my hand.
Yeah.
Act like I know what I'm doing. Hey guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cincy Chili Girl. She's gonna start shooting hot dogs out. Walk up to Steve and just hand him a bun.
Yeah, it'd be nice if I had a hot dog in mine. So, but you were also on WOW too, right?
I wasn't on it. They asked me to send in pictures, so I just sent them in photos.
Okay.
Of the event.
I'd be in photos on the radio.
Oh, this is on TV.
Well, I said WOW.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh,
I thought you were on WOW. I thought you were on the radio 700 WOW.
Is that something my dad told you?
No, I thought somebody had said that. Did you?
I said she was going to be on Channel 5, or heard that she was going to be on Channel 5. I never said anything about WOW.
Totally just fake news by Danny. So
we'll just go with it.
Just don't listen. It's just fake news.
Just not listening. Okay.
That was good.
You like that?
Nice timing.
See, you like that? I remember green.
You lucky at that one.
I did. I got real lucky on that one. That was good.
Well, what a great experience for you to go through this, and you might as well run with it. I mean, seriously.
You have to.
Yeah.
We're going to have to try to do this with Cincy t-shirts, see if we can come up with something and have them.
I've wanted to get my face on a t-shirt because I have a really funny photo of myself that I want on a t-shirt.
Crazy.
Well, okay, it's funny because I have chili all over my face and I have the ring on and I'm just like, rah! And it's on the video board and it's so funny.
That's the picture you want on the
So was there any doubts at all that after that night that it might sway you a little bit away from Skyline?
Not at all.
Here we go.
Honestly, not at all. I really, this is gross, but I really just like, I had been craving Skyline since it had happened because I got chili in my mouth.
Yeah.
So like I could taste chili and I was doing like my post interview with the producers of New Heights and they were just like, so did you eat any of it? And I was like, I could taste some of it right now.
Did you see that girl throwing it at me?
Yeah.
That is awesome. And then, so you're finishing up. We just talked before we came on here that you're pretty much done for the first year, which is absolutely incredible that you're done. And I'm sure you're going to be looking forward to year number 2. I'm sure it's going to be, if it's anywhere like year number 1, you're going to have yourself a heck of a college career.
I don't know how I'm gonna top it.
It was pretty good. I mean, that's
what are your plans for the summer?
Over the summer, I'm working for the Bengals. I'll be a video intern.
Look at this.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, working with Travis. I'm really excited.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'll be down. I start on Monday. Actually, I'll be down doing filming practice, and then haven't really figured out what I'm doing during the season yet.
Okay.
It's been kind of discussed, but then my role got switched, so we'll figure it out.
Good for you.
Awesome. You know what we should have Gracie?
Fun.
We should have Gracie just we'll set everything up and she can do a live podcast at the golf outing.
Oh, there you go.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, and Dale Adams.
You better hit the button.
Wah, wah.
I meant the mute button.
Dale Adams not being able to hit a golf ball yet again.
Oh.
Wow. We'll definitely make that one a reel right there.
He's not going to like that. Sorry, Dad.
No. Dad's a great guy.
Yeah. Love your dad. Obviously, love your family. Your family is awesome. And I love everything that you're doing. And it just makes me so proud that how you've just, it's just so cool that you're doing this. And hopefully you'll get on and just remember us when you get big time.
I know I messed up my first time, but now it's going to be ingrained in my brain that I messed up the first time.
So when you're on, ESPN late at night and, just give a shout out to USBN, just give us a little, and maybe just rip off a shirt and have USBN underneath it or
Chili
something.
Girl.
Okay.
Chili Girl.
You got to give me a shirt. I don't have a USBN shirt.
Wow. See, he said the same thing.
I know.
Do you not have a USBN shirt either? Do you have a USBN shirt?
Of course he does.
But
he's been done over 100 of these.
That is a pretty nice jacket.
Thank you. It
is a nice jacket. Where'd you get that jacket?
I don't know. Somebody. I know somebody.
Exactly.
That's what he does. But so, man.
You know somebody. Okay.
Well, I think you're a natural on the camera. I do. I think you would be a great, be our next sports anchor here in Cincinnati. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be really, really cool.
Congratulations on finding that ring.
Thanks.
And I really think you should run with it. Yeah.
So again, where can everybody find you on Instagram? What is it now? It's
Twitter. X. Sorry, X.
X. Yes. X.
At UC Chili Girl.
At UC Chili Girl. How about that?
There you go.
That is the best. So we're gonna have to. If you need to get a hold of her agent here, and we'll help you get to her set up for appearances. And I'm gonna start throwing some USBN NIL money towards her way to get her to.
Nice.
Are you going to get me a shirt first?
I will get you a shirt.
That's the first step.
I will get her a shirt.
It's the most important thing in my life.
It is a USBN shirt. We can do that. So Gracie, this was awesome. We'll hurry up and get this finished so you can finish. We'll close this out. But thanks for doing this tonight and enjoy your summer. And I can't wait to see what you got going on.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Yeah. Thanks. All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. But first, we're going to say that this podcast was, again, brought to you by our sponsor, Burn Camp Anderson Township. It's a great time to check them out because right now you get everything that a full-blown member gets free for 7 days. That's one-on-one personal training to a group setting, child watch for kids 8 weeks to 12 years, intensive varied workouts, and great mix of strength and cardio. to get your full workout. To check out this community, give them a call or text them at 513-600-2518 to get signed up today and tell them that Dingo the Coach sent you. And as always, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to kind of help us out. We're starting to grow, getting some more subscribers, and we're up to 196, which is big. When we first started off, we didn't have many, so a lot of people are watching. And what I love is, like, when these get on, I'm already having people viewing these before I even put it out there.
I know.
Which is really, really cool. And that means that people are subscribing and they see it.
Looking forward to it.
So I'm sure we're going to have big numbers for Cincy Chili Girl here.
Cincy Chili Girl.
Yeah, that's right. So again, we appreciate Gracie. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you. See you guys.
All right, so we're going to go ahead.
Give me a clap. Give me a clap.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Gracie, look at that. All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So for Dingo the Coach, I am Dingo. That is Coach Steve Ellis. We will catch you guys next week.